were expecting, but you're gonna have to settle for me. Yeah, figured since it is the first Sunday after the first full moon after the spring equinox, figured there was no better time, you know, to do a little resurrecting, to resurrect, you know, my channel. Just something about this day feels like it's a good day for resurrection. I don't know. So yeah, it's been a while since I made a video. Since I think mid-December, I had some shit going on in life. Kind of put me in a place where I wasn't really feeling like making videos, but I'm gonna get back on it. Try and be pretty consistent. Try and put up a video a week, I'm hoping. But yeah, for this one, figured we'd resurrect an old topic from it was going around back when I went on my hiatus. I'm going to do the year-end list. I'm going to talk about 2021. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a set of 3 albums that really for everybody talk about these albums that they belong on pretty much everybody's list. So I'm just going to show them right now. I don't really talk about them. You guys all know what they are. Yeah, these are, if I was ranking, probably all 3 of them would be top 10, top 15. You know, Forever Glade by Worm, Tales of Other Time by Stormkeep, and Dream Unending, whatever the name of this one was, Dream Eternal or something Eternal. Yeah, all 3 fantastic releases, but they've been beaten into the ground by this point, so just figured I'd get that out of the way so nobody's asking why they weren't on my list. They're on my year-end something, my year-end video. But get a drink here going. Got a Nitro Irish Stout from Breckenridge Brewery. It's a Colorado brewery. So something that's a bit of a pet peeve for me in the, you know, just music enjoyers community in general, not necessarily just the YouTube community, but just, you know, everybody. You know, people start making their year-end lists. Seems like as soon as December hits, they're dropping their year-end lists, but it's like, you guys know there's still another month of the year left. I personally think that if you wait, you know, at least until February, March of the next year, that's really when I feel like year-end lists should be made, because that way you get to experience, or yeah, you get to see the albums that come out in December and see if, you know, those belong on your list, I guess. That gets me to what we're playing in the background. This actually, it's like these guys, they have no interest in making on anybody's list, because this album came out on, I think, either the 29th or 30th of December. This is, I'll get it up there closer, Sinew of Soul by Midnartiis, with not, there's no T on the end. Put out by Nottermocked. Oddly, the only CD I'll be showing today, it's what's playing in the background. I think I said that. Yeah, this easily the top 10 album for me from the year. So kind of sticking it to them right here, putting them on my year-end list. even though it clearly shows they had no interest in that. Well, it's a one-person project from Texas, of all places. You know, when I think of atmospheric black metal, I don't really think of Texas, but here we are. It's like I said, solo project. The guy behind it was formerly the bassist of the band Krigsgrav. Yeah, just great atmospheric black metal. There's some touchy of some like folky acoustic bits, but yeah, I love that album. Yeah, so it's, you know, kind of the reason that album wasn't the only reason I brought up the whole December thing. Got a handful more albums that came out in December that, you know, I feel like everybody just skipped over. Right here we have this and that Midnartiis are easily my favorites from that came out in December. This is Lhaäd, Lhaäd Below. Solo project out of Belgium. Let's drop the vinyl. Let me show that off real quick for anybody that cares. Kind of a clear with a smokiness to it. Like a bluish clear, bluish green clear maybe. Yeah, so this is a solo project from Belgium. Just some dark. There's probably some parallels to like the cosmic black metal, kind of like Mercognatum, and maybe some dark space parallels. But this sounds like it's coming from the darkest depths of the ocean, which kind of fits. I mean, like the name of the band is an anagram for Hadal, which is I think is like the name of the deepest regions of the ocean, or the deepest region, singular, I don't know. But yeah, this is just dark, claustrophobic, heavy as fuck, still melodic, but yeah, just great black metal. Highly recommend that one. It was put out through Babylon Doom Cult and Extra Conscious Records if you want the vinyl. I think there's also a CD release that might have been through Babylon Doom Cult as well. And there's also a tape release, cassette release from Folkfinger. Yeah. Speaking of Folkfinger, got a couple of cassettes I put out in December along with that one. And this is the repress of this one that came out earlier this year. This is Hekseblad, which is, for those of you that, you know, catch that reference right there, this is black metal based on the Witcher series. Slipcase. Some pretty more on the raw side, real riffy, thrashy black metal. They still have copies of this at Folkfinger, which I highly recommend picking up this one. I picked up this one as well as the first press, but on this one they threw in 2 tracks from, let's see what it says on here. I don't think it does, but there's the cassette. There's 2 additional tracks. It's a full J card. But 2 additional tracks that were off of a little, like 2-song EP that was kind of like a tribute to Woods of Ypres. They did one original song that they just kind of tried to just kind of show that influence in that song, because, you know, the rest of their music doesn't really it's not really that style, so they kind of blend that style into theirs. And then there's a cover of A Meeting Place and Time as well. So yeah, this version, great. Numbered out of 100. I got a real nice copy, number 69 right there. And then the other cassette that they put out in December was this Dysthymia Timia. I don't know. That one's a tongue twister for me. It's a 2-piece project from Massachusetts. This Hekseblad is a 2-piece as well. One member from Massachusetts, the other from Michigan. But yeah, back to this one. Dysthymia, I think is how you would say it. 2-piece from Mass. Both guys are ex-members of Dzonga, which that's another hard one to pronounce. It's DZO-NGA. They're a pretty good atmospheric project from up there. Yeah, if you're into DSBM, this one's definitely worth checking out. Quality release. And then wet my whistle real quick. One other release from December was this Aquilus Bellum 1, put out by Blood Music. I think this is an Australian one-man project. Been a minute since he released his last one. Actually, I hadn't listened to his last album for quite a while. I think I'd listened to, he had an EP put out before that, and that was probably the one that was freshest on my mind. So, and that one was pretty, from what I remember, it was a very kind of classical sounding, inspired stuff, pretty on the lighter side of black metal. So I threw this one on and I shocked the hell out of me. It's fucking heavy as hell as compared to what I remembered. Still has a lot of the kind of neoclassical stylings to it. But yeah, excellent craftsmanship on this one. Great album. Definitely worth checking out. I need to spend a little more time with it. I've listened to it quite a bit, but yeah, definitely one that grows you more with every listen. From what I remember, I ordered like a eco version of the album, made of like recycled stuff or something, but yeah, that's the color right there. Let's see. Okay, now let's move on to stuff that didn't come out in December, now that I kind of got that little mini rant out of the way about that. Next up, Ushangvagush, I think is how it's said. Ushangvagush, yeah, and the album title is Mntu, M-N-T-U. This is a solo project. I guess it would fall under like the indigenous black metal, like kind of subgenre. Not that that's a subgenre, but it's kind of a category, like a movement in black metal currently. There's that color on it. Yeah, this is just raw, relentless black metal. The guy behind it is from the Mi'kmaq tribe or something, from that lineage. It's M-I and it's like an apostrophe Q-M-A-Q is how it's spelled. But yeah, just you know, really good black metal. Yeah, this year was pretty black metal heavy for me. Got another black metal album here. I'm gonna take this one out. This is real hard to see. I think I just got a black copy, so I'm not gonna show that. But it's Aara, A-A-R-A, with Triad #1. It's a 3-part series. The second one is actually up for pre-order right now. Yeah, another great black metal album by it's a Swiss 2-piece, kind of a melodic style black metal, pretty dark. A lot of like neoclassical flourishing to like their style, I guess, the best way to put it. Yeah, it's real top shelf release right there. This is one I stumbled into by accident because I was on Greek craze, really digging into Greek black metal, and just looked at the tag Greek metal, and although not black metal, this fantastic release popped up. This is Warrior Path, Mad King. Kind of power metal, but leaning more towards not really that real cheesy European style. It's got a lot more of a traditional style to it, with just some killer vocals from the singer from Lost Horizon that was in Lost Horizon. So you know the vocals are just top shelf stuff. Yeah, not huge power metal guy, but this album really gives me my fix on that. Okay, keep this thing moving. Got a band out of Denmark. This is Diorama by Mol, M-O-L, it's on red. Close the care. Take it out. Post black, shoegazy black metal. Yeah, if you like Death Heaven, definitely check these guys out. I kind of liken it to Death Heaven, but a lot heavier, a lot catchier. Yeah, probably. Yeah, just if you're into post black shoegaze, definitely an album worth checking out. I love this album. And then this one's probably my most played album of the year. This is just fun as hell. This is Wolfex by Wormwitch. Just thrashy black metal, but not like your Hellripper style thrashy black metal. It's maybe more black and roll than thrashy black, but even with some slightly leaning towards kind of crusty post black even, but it's definitely falls under probably that black and roll category. Just fun as hell songs, real catchy. Yeah, these guys are from British Columbia. Interestingly, Wormwitch was, I can't remember if there was a local opener on the show, but Wormwitch is the first black metal band I ever remember seeing live. I saw them playing support for Midnartiis. Yeah. A few more here. And, you know, from that Wormwitch to the rest of these are probably like what I would consider my, you know, standout releases of the year, besides that Lhaäd and Midnartiis from the first part of the video. I'd put those two albums up with these as well. But yeah, this one is Ruth Trundle. What's the name of the album? Engine of Hell, that's right. There's the color there for you. Yeah, this is real emotional. For those of you guys not familiar with Ruth Trundle, it's if you know, like Chelsea Wolfe, it's kind of in that vein of music. I don't know how to really describe it effectively, but it's this one. It's a lot more stripped down sound, mostly just piano and acoustic guitar, and super emotional, which, you know, has been kind of I've been leaning on that kind of style a lot recently, so this has been in constant rotation as of late. Okay, a couple more. Dust of Forever by Woman is the Earth. If you like probably the closest kind of comparisons I can make is maybe like the new Mare Cognitum is very similar. I don't know if that's showing up. I ended up getting the collector's bundle on this. I liked it so much. But one of these has gold and the other one has silver, kind of metallic foil on it, and corresponding colors to the vinyl. Woman is the Earth is a black metal project from South Dakota. Like I said, kind of that cosmic feel, really melodic, just really well written black metal here. Might even atmospheric black metal. Might wander towards post black a little bit, but still lives in that realm of atmospheric black. Okay, two more. Probably what I would call my top two of the year. This one was, you know, one I didn't even listen to last year actually, but on some of our, I think it was actually on the stream where we talked about our favorite albums from last year back in December with the Saturday night streaming guys. Surge brought up Winfaerer. These guys are from New Jersey, so they were a local band to him. And I was familiar with these guys. I own a couple of their other albums, but nothing ever, you know, hit me like this one did. So I think that was kind of why it took me so long to get around to it. There's no urgency to check it out. But he brought it up. I tossed it in my Bandcamp wish list. I was actually going to pick it up from Meteor Gym with an order. That was one of those things where I was scrolling through everything. I'd get distracted, get back to it the next day, add more things to the cart. By the time I went to check out, somebody had already scooped the copy I was going to get. So I didn't want to pay and this is before I'd even listened to it. I was just going off of his recommendation, knowing that I, liked Winfair prior to that. but I didn't want to pay the shipping to get it from overseas because this was put out by Avant-Garde Music. But eventually, it was a Bandcamp Friday, I think, and I just happened to go and check their Bandcamp, and they had copies of this, even from the copies of the nice colored variant. So I scooped it, and I think at that point I had checked it out in the days leading up to that, which is why I had gone to their Bandcamp to check for it. But yeah, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Such a fucking good album. It's atmospheric black metal with quite a bit of folky influences. I can't remember what if I remember right. I'm not gonna say shit that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I might be confusing it with the other album that came out from one of the members this past year. But yeah, just great melodic, atmospheric, folky black metal. Highly recommend checking this one out. And then the last one, it's kind of a surprise. I didn't see a lot of people talking about this. The new Panopticon. Probably I would have to, gun to my head, this is my album of the year. Especially over the last few months. Just the emotional weight of this album. It's been a real kind of crutch for me. Just I've thrown this on and gotten lost in the emotion that Austin puts in this album. It's just something I was really able to relate to. This is, I don't think I mentioned it, and forgive me before I go back. This was And Again Into the Light by Panopticon. The album title on this one, which I am 90% sure I didn't say, is Breaths of Elder Dawns by Winfair. So yeah, check that one out. Back to Panopticon. Just yeah. Only complaint I have is sometimes the vocals end up feeling a little washed out by the rest of in the mix. And I really wish Austin would publish the lyrics, but yeah, this would probably rank as my favorite Panopticon album at this point. Previously it was Kentucky, but I think this is knocked Kentucky off of its throne. Yeah, for anybody unfamiliar with Panopticon, American black metal, really mixes in that Americana folky style that's prominent down in kind of like the Kentucky area. So he's now living in Minnesota, I believe. But yeah, Panopticon, And Again Into the Light, gun to my head, my album of the year. I'll show this real quick because it's a pretty nice, that first variant they put out. Just from the minute this thing starts, just flawless throughout, besides that little issue with the vocals. Every time I listen, Dead Loons comes on, and it has that build up. Just for those of you guys who know it, there's that time that just switches over into that heavier tripping over my words now. Just hits that those heavier chords and everything. That just every hair on my body just stands on end at that point, and pretty much stay up for the duration of the album. Great album, but yeah. That's all I got for my 2021 favorite albums. Could have pulled easily a dozen more or so out to talk about, but didn't want this to go on forever. Just kind of picked out the ones that I felt like didn't get the attention they deserved during the year or at the end of the year. So yeah, glad to be back doing these videos. Should have another video up next weekend. Gonna try and do a video on a couple of VCLT packages I received. Not so recently at this point, but yeah, those of you that have sent me stuff, I really appreciate it. But those are my friends out there that have sent me stuff. Yeah. Might as well end it there. See you guys next time.